Well, off we go into the interior. There's a car out there waiting for us, but we haven't met her yet. On our way to Tappan, we had to stop at this little gem. Old cars and trucks scattered all over Jeff's yard. The place is called Vulture Garage. They sell antiques in the store, but they also buy, sell, and trade old cars. Outside, there was plenty of old steel with many stories to tell. Everything from rusted out Suburbans and 58 Apaches that looked savable, to half-cuts of different cars and trucks for parts, and a few cars that have been off the road for many, many years. But we must press on. Somewhere there is a car that needs us to rescue it, and we're gonna find it. We just gotta follow the front tires. White Post Auto Museum was closed, so we drove up the hill to Rust Bros and stopped in to say hi to Mike.
He's actually just given us permission to go to one of his other lots that he doesn't usually tell people to go to, so we're gonna go check that out. Just scouting for cars. Actually, you can see him working right there. So lots of cool stuff here, but we're gonna keep looking.
And now to the coolest field I've ever been to in my entire life.
So let's check out what he's got. Hey, buddy. What are you doing? Huh? Going home? This Super 8's pretty cool. See if the hood opens. Oh, it does. Wow, look at that monster. Man, how cool is that? Giant straight 8. That thing is like 4 feet long. H-body. H-body with a small block. Gotta love it. So I found this truck. I'm not usually into trucks, but I like the look of this. It looks kind of military. This is just beautiful. A lot of people look at a car like this and just see junk. But I think it's really quite pretty. And it's a 38 Plymouth. That's a 40 or something. I think it's a 40. Just spotted this here. This is a 68 Cutlass. I nearly bought one of these for my first car. Yeah, I remember it like it was yesterday. The one that I almost bought was green, and it had about an inch of Bondo on it, and rust was pouring out of where the Bondo was cracked. The whole interior was baby blue button tuck, and it had a ratchet shifter that was kind of broken, and I remember my dad was test driving it and accidentally slammed it into reverse. Of all these beautiful cars out here, this one I have a little soft spot in my heart for, because my first car was a 82 Monte Carlo, and it wasn't a super sport. Had the same front end. Aw, you could just tell these two cars love each other. These Valiants have one of the biggest, if not the biggest, rear windows of any car, any muscle car. Just massive. Look at this air. No
Look at
air.
that. That's
No
beautiful.
air. Air. I like it.
Well, some say that the 57 Chevy has probably the most beautiful front end ever made. And we came across this. Kind of looks derpy, doesn't it? Who makes these front ends? That is just bizarre. I honestly don't know why we paid for an Airbnb here. I mean, there's a Winnebago right here on the lot. All right, so we're here again. This is day 2 now in Mike's field. And here we have this Studebaker, and this is interesting here. So I believe this is a Studebaker Hawk, and I think it might be from 56 to 57. It looks like, well, they added this big fin, so you would think that they got some new tooling at the factory, but they didn't actually. They just had this fin made, and you can see it's been added to the quarter panel. And then they just put some trim, and there's the stainless trim missing here, but you can see the seam right there. But they just added this on top to make it look like it's a whole new model, but it's not really. A favorite for the lowriders. This one's a 4-door, but as we all know, 4-doors are not parts cars anymore. And somebody could take this puppy home and give it some love, because it needs it. And here's the Biscayne garden. You again. How's it going, buddy?
Hey, old man, let's race.
Absolutely not, kid.
Ah, come on.
Not a chance. I'm an important businessman who has to get to the newspaper press.
One thing I absolutely love about old cars, as opposed to new cars, is the stories. Anything sitting on a showroom floor doesn't have any stories yet, but look at this car. I mean, what's the story with the paint job? Like, was this car an old farmer's car and it sat in a field for years, and then his, 14-year-old grandkid wanted to make it look like a hot rod? Was this car destined for a demo derby at one point in its life, and they wanted to dress it up for the show? Well, I've known a few crappy drivers in my time, but there's obviously 2 parking spaces right here. And whoever was driving this, I'm guessing 72 Chevelle, like, man, must have drift kinged it in here and just plowed into the side of this here Merc. So that's unfortunate. Mustn't have been able to see where he was going with those bitch and fuzzy dice hanging up there. Here's a Lincoln Continental. These cars have absolutely blown up in popularity lately. So I'm sure this car would have a hefty price tag on it. But if you've been looking everywhere for one, and you absolutely have to have one, there's one here. Talk to Mike. This is cool. I think this is a 41 Mercury. Very cool car. Yeah, we got this old Buick LeSabre here with the rare factory optioned Power Stroke V8 turbo diesel. Yeah, as you can see, the turbo diesel was yanked out of it, which is unfortunate because those are super rare. What once was a beautiful Packard of its time, a pinnacle of automotive engineering, had an unfortunate Canadian run-in. When moose attack, 6 p.m. Pacific time. Get off of my lawn.
Watch Slick Willie work. Watch SlickWorks on YouTube.
So
this is an Oldsmobile Toronado, just a massive car. It's about 32.5 feet wide. You could fit a patio set on the hood there. And there's a famous drag car where they actually took the 455, because this car's front wheel drive. They took the 455 out and they stuck another one in the back. So it was a 4-wheel drive drag car. Pretty spectacular.
So this car is pretty cool. It's dead straight. There's actually no paint on it, just clear coat, so you can see all the steel under it, which I love. If it was mine, the only thing that I would change from it is I would take off those salt flat caps on it. Probably just go with steel wheels, find a cool color for it, spider caps in the middle, and a nice wide white wall around outside. That's what I would do. What would you do? Comment below.
This car is a 46 Mercury Ute. It's right-hand drive. It is from Australia. Only 97 of them made. This one's got a flathead in it, straight from Australia, so it's got to be rust-free.
Just at the White Post Auto Museum here, just wrapping up our trip. We've seen a lot of cool cars. I hope you guys can hear me. Rust Valley, their hot rod shop is right up the hill right there. Yeah, so we're just wrapping up. We think we may have found the car for the TV show, so that's pretty cool. I'm going to tell you guys a little bit more about the TV show soon. But we're going to wrap up for today because I got to get back and work on the Astre.
If we ever find something that we need, and we got an idea that the engine is, we can always bring an engine up with us as a standby. So.
Sure, we'll throw one in the glove box.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That Morris Minor is actually not in bad shape. All the body's there.
Huh. My Uncle Phil had one of those.
Who?
My Uncle Phil had one of those.
Oh, yeah?
My middle name, Philip.
Referred to in the British lexicon as the jam jar. We live in the hills in the jam jar.
There he is, the jam jar. Shall we take the motor car to go watch the horses race? Which motor car? Oh, the jam jar, of course.
Oh, of course, that would be jolly, wouldn't it?
This is a 1974 Vega. The guy was asking 800 bucks for it. I managed to get it for 500. I basically bought the whole car for about 8 inches of front bumper, because this front bumper is much nicer, so that'll go good. So if anybody in the lower mainland needs some Vega parts, let me know, because this thing's gonna get parted out. It's got good doors, glass. The wheels aren't bad. It's missing a trim ring, but anybody need a Vega taillight? I got no use for that. It may look like nothing's savable in this interior, but that dash pad is actually mint. There's no cracks in it. So I could paint it black and use it for my car. You ever seen an aftermarket dummy light? So my plan was I was gonna start doing the wiring on the car, but like many men before me, I'm gonna go ahead and procrastinate as long as I can on that. So instead, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sand this down and then clean it up, because it looks great down here, but this and down the sides here does not look good. Parts car. Parts car. Parts car. Parts car. Parts car. Parts car. Just a little side-to-side comparison. So this one was on the Astre. This is actually from the parts car, and this one was a whole lot dirtier than this one when I pulled it off. But now, as you can see, it looks good as new thanks to a product called Super Clean. It's a cleaner and degreaser, and it works incredibly. You'd think that I bought this piece new, but it's not. I just cleaned it up, kind of going with the whole theme of this whole build and budget, budget, budget. The only reason why I replaced it is the one that was on the Astre has this overspray, and it's really hard to get out of the porous ends there. And this material is just so squishy that it would probably ruin it if I hit it with any chemical that's stronger than the Super Clean that I used on the Vega's piece. So if you have a product that you think works better than Super Clean, send me a gallon. And I'll use it on video and tell people to use it and show people how good it works. I think there's a name for that. Spawn.
Well, that's a wrap for episode 6, and man, I hope you guys liked watching it because it was a whole lot of fun filming it. That trip out to Tappan to check out some of Mike's cool stuff, like man, talk about a field of dreams. Super nice guy too. So special thanks to Mike for letting us wander your fields and check out your stuff. That was great. Thanks for watching, guys. If you guys liked the episode, hit the little subscribe button down there. If you're on your cell phone, you gotta push the exit full screen thing and then go down and then find the little red subscribe button, then you push that, make sure you do that. And thank you everybody. Stay tuned for episode 7.
Other side. That one. We need it. You're doing great, Else. This is awesome.
That's really loud. Here.
Thanks. Yeah, I just gotta give this a twist. Hang on to it. There you go, pull it. You got it.
Here.
No, take it with you. You're installing it.
Yeah! I'm installing it.
Okay, go install it.
There.
Okay, you got the screws? Here. You gotta turn it to the right.
No.
Okay.
Mommy, can you do the rest? Please? Can you do the rest? Please?
Sure can.
Okay.
Good job, Else. Thanks for your help.
You're welcome. I'm getting more tired.
Oh, you want to go in already?
No.
Okay, good. Look at that. High five.
I see the other.
Is that side good?
Yeah, it has a white too.
Perfect. We're all good then.